Hey, thanks for being here.
Hi, welcome to Healthy Living in a Toxic World.
Nutrition, wellness practices, and toxin-free living every day.
Let's get started.
So today, let's talk hydration. So we are into summer. We're having record temperatures in Europe. It's pretty hot here in the States. What are you reaching for to hydrate? If you're outside just hanging out, if you're exercising, maybe you play a sport. Maybe you have a child that plays a sport. What drink are you choosing depending on your circumstance? You know, it does matter. You may have heard of electrolytes. When are electrolytes important? When should you be drinking them? When shouldn't you be drinking them? Basically, the main electrolytes that you think about when you're talking hydration are sodium and potassium. Our body has a sodium-potassium pump that operates with bringing H2O into the cell, and that works through 2-to-3 ratio, 2 of potassium to 3 of sodium. Sodium's main job is to keep water in the bloodstream. Potassium's job is to balance that intracellular fluid. So if you're getting too much sodium, you're holding all your hydration in your bloodstream and it's not getting into the cell. And that's how you can become dehydrated. So let's talk about some of the electrolyte drinks that people choose when it's hot outside. If you are sweating profusely, doing a heavy duty sport, you want something that is going to replace that equal portion of sodium to potassium. So some of your sport aid drinks tend to be 4 or 5 to 1 ratios. I've seen some electrolyte powders that were up to 10 times to 2 ratio. If you're a person who's not exercising, you're just maybe sitting outside, you're sitting at a desk in an office, maybe just working and you're not sweating profusely, these sport drinks can be dangerous. Quick story. I had a family member who went to Disney. It was August, average hot day in Florida, walking around the park, weren't sweating profusely, but they were hot. It was a hot day in Florida. They were drinking one of the aids all day. Everyone else was drinking bottles of water. About halfway through the day, they started feeling lightheaded. They were near one of the Disney infirmaries. So they said, hey, I'm going to stop in there and ask, feeling lightheaded. They weren't sure what the situation was. They were actually thinking they needed salt. Here, what the problem was, by drinking the aid drink, they were disrupting their electrolyte balance and taking in too much sodium to the potassium. And they weren't sweating profusely. In fact, they were at the point of dehydration where they weren't sweating well at all, which does happen. Quick side note, when I was an ER nurse in the summertime, dehydration was one of the main things that people came to the ER for. And it's often a problem that people don't realize. You can die from dehydration, heat stroke. It can be serious. So what the family member found out in the infirmary was they were drinking the wrong drink. They had them drink several bottles of water and they started feeling better. They were back on their merry way. But they learned a valuable lesson that day. It does matter what you hydrate with, and it is important to know the difference. I would like to show you a homemade drink that you can make on your own that is a electrolyte drink, and you can tailor it to whether you're not working out, are working out by adding more sodium if you need to. But we're going to talk about how do you decide how to balance a drink. And the good thing about a homemade one, it's not going to be in a plastic bottle. You're going to use good water. You are going to decide how much of a ratio you have. So let's go do that. Hi, okay, so let's make a homemade electrolyte drink. You know, I have seen some recipes online for homemade electrolyte drinks, and I've seen some stuff that made me shake my head. They just added a giant scoop of salt, honey, putting things like that. I'm making a drink that is an average person just sitting at a desk, walking around, maybe doing easy hiking, not sweating profusely. This is going to be that ratio we talked about. That's that real sweet spot of that 3-to-2 ratio, the right amount of sodium to potassium to keep your body in homeostasis. So today I'm going to use an example of lime, putting lime in purified water. This is water that I have purified. We have a home filter on our well. We have good well water anyway, but we have a whole house filter. Plus I use a really nice countertop filter that I can put in the link below if you're interested in those. But we use purified water. I cannot stress enough the importance of using good water. Everyone should be drinking good water. Most important thing. I also recommend getting a bottle like this. I love this bottle. I'll put the link to it below. It is an Amazon product. It's only $19. Beautiful glass bottle. I have taken this thing to work at the hospital. I've dropped it. I banged it around. It's never broken. I'm sure if you bang it on something like you're launching a yacht, it's going to break, but it's glass, which I love. We should be drinking out of glass, not plastic bottles. You know, you'll hear me harp on this channel a lot about reducing our exposure to plastics. The microplastics are one of the leading causes of Alzheimer's. This goes into the landfill. Don't need more of that. The nice thing with making your homemade electrolyte drink, you can do the recipe to what you need for your situation. So say you're going to be doing a really active sport. You can increase the amount of lime juice, the amount of sodium. You would want to add more sodium if you're going to be doing a really active sport, sweating profusely, not sitting on the bench. If you're in the game and you're running, that's when you want to add your sodium. If not, stick to a more homeostatic electrolyte drink, or just drink water in between. Remember, you don't need too much electrolyte. Unless you have a real need, you shouldn't drink more than 1 or 2 of these in a day to get the electrolytes you need. Plus some people drink just bottles and bottles of water without adding electrolyte. That's not a good idea. So make this according to what you need. The good thing is this is cheap, about 89 cents for an organic medium to large size lime, which got me a little over 2 teaspoons of lime juice, so about 20 ml. This aid drink, if you see 270 milligrams. I'm trying to get it to focus for you. 270 milligrams of sodium to 80 milligrams of potassium. That's already more of like a 4 to 5 to 1 ratio. Better be sweating if you drink this. It does not say the water is purified water. It just says water. That could be tap water, who knows what. Look at the color. Did it come out that color? What kind of tap water was that? But you know there's some yellow dye in here, some green dye. There's preservatives. I'm not going to go down the whole list. Grab one of these and take a good look. Plus it's in plastic again. Let's do better. Let's make our own. This also was like $3.50 compared to 89 cents. And this can be used over and over again. It's not going into the landfill. So use a bottle like this, or I really recommend you go on my website, healthylivinginaToxicWorld.com. Get one of my stainless travel mugs. It's even got the logo. Get the merch. Help me out. Support the channel. Be part of the community. But let's get started. So the thing I like about this bottle, it has a strainer. This strainer is really sturdy. You pop it out, you put in the lime. We're going to add that 20 mLs of lime juice. I went ahead and put the rest of the lime in there, the lime rind. This thing is so sturdy. You can tip this upside down. I've never had it come out, the strainer. Let's shake that up. And then to this, we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of Baja Gold sea salt. I recommend using sea salt for making your electrolyte drink. I guess you could use any salt, but I really recommend using a good quality salt. Check the label to see what the percentage of sodium to the size is. For this one, the 1/4 teaspoon is 450 milligrams of sodium. Plus, this does also contain a little bit of potassium, 9 milligrams, 16 milligrams of magnesium, 2 milligrams of calcium, a little bit of vitamin D. So you're also getting a little bit more. We are going to use that 1/4, and a 1/4 teaspoon is not much. It's a small amount. That is a 1/4 teaspoon. Less or more, depending on your usage. Dip that in. Let's put that lid back in, give it a good shake up. there you are, a homemade electrolyte drink that is perfect. Plus, if you really want that extra boost, I recommend putting a hydrogen tablet in. When you get about halfway down, the thing with hydrogen tablets is you have to drink the water within about 10 minutes of it being done fizzling. This is like a fizzy tablet. You want to drink all the water. Now, this tablet, the thing I like about it is it also has magnesium in it, 200 milligrams. If you're playing sports or just on average, magnesium is so important. We don't get enough of it in our food because our soils are depleted. So when you get halfway down in that bottle, you're ready to chug that down. Have a hydrogen tablet on hand with the 200 milligrams magnesium. There's an extra boost that you didn't have in the other drink. This has no magnesium added. So you get carbs and sugars in this on top of the sodium-potassium. So at least what you're making here, you're getting magnesium too. So perfect homemade electrolyte drink. Made the way you know where your water source is, you know what's in it, you know the ratio that you need. Just to talk about, the juice of one lime, 1 teaspoon of lime has 75 milligrams potassium, 30 milligrams calcium, 25 milligrams phosphate, 39 milligrams magnesium, 20 milligrams folate, and 16 milligrams of vitamin C. So we have double that, 2 teaspoons in this drink. It's from food, so it's more bioavailable than a chemical is. This is the way to go, folks, if you're hydrating in the summertime. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Like, subscribe, go to healthylivinginatoxicworld.com to see some of the videos I have there. Sign up for my newsletter. I am giving away a free gift if you sign up for my newsletter. Like and subscribe. I'm going to be giving away some merchandise. I'll be giving away this apron to anyone who comments on this video. I'll go through after a couple of weeks of it being up and say you want one of my aprons. You can't get these on the merch store. I make these myself, but you want a free apron, I will be happy to send that out to you. Put a comment. Yes, you want an apron. Like, subscribe, become part of the community. I want to hear what kind of things people out there are doing to make their life as healthy in this toxic world as they can. Hope this was helpful today. Thanks for being here. I so appreciate your time. Have a good day.